So I had something I wanted to talk about, but I just got a call from my son's preschool, and it's the first day back after a long 3-week break. And my son was crying, and it was heartbreaking because all I wanted to do was go there and be with him and give him what he needed. But he is 3, closer to 3.5, and a new 3-year-old, and he still has a pacifier, and we're working really hard to give it up. And it's hard. It's so hard. But as a rip off the Band-Aid parents like we're like, let's not send a Paci to school so he doesn't have one for a nap. Then he'll get used to it and he'll realize just enough. But we didn't give him that advance warning, and it wasn't his choice. And so he called upset and he needed to talk to me and find that support and love and know, trust that he's going to be okay so he can build that trust himself. I really bring up that example right now because if you're listening to this in real time, it's the beginning of January, and it's a time where we all set these big, lofty goals. We say we're going to change this habit. We're going to do this thing. This year is going to be different. This year is going to be my year. And we do things maybe we don't want to do or don't find pleasure in doing. They don't last. If it's not really our choice, like taking away my son's pacifier, not really his choice, you're less likely to want to do it. And if it's something that gets really boring or stale over time, you just like that motivation really fizzles. So I wanted to talk a little bit about commitment because so many busy working moms that I work with set these goals that they want themselves, but they don't think about, okay, what's a long-term play here? They think a lot about the short term. And the short-term play is usually lose weight, look a little bit better, get some more energy back. And it's like a 6-week, 12-week thing, and big changes happen, and they get some new tools. But in order to continue it, to make it part of your daily life, to integrate it, so like I always say, keep it easy, like brushing your teeth. You really have to think about doing it every day for a year. If you really want to make a change in your life, if you do it every day for a year, you build this like non-negotiable habit, you can change. Your life can change, a habit can change, you can learn something new. What is something that you can actually do for a year? And I think like if you put that lens around it, your goals aren't as big and lofty. They're small and they're achievable and they're attainable. So that's the rub. What's something that you can do every single day? Write this down. um, or type it in your notes. What's something you could do every single day for a year? And use this as the foundation to the change you want to make. So I'll give you an example. I posted it on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and it sounds bananas, but it's true. I love to cook. We've had a really busy couple of years, and the Postmates app and any sort of like local restaurant delivery or pickup has been our go-to. And I didn't grow up in a household where we got a lot of takeout. My mom's a great cook, and we ate meals at home all the time. And my kids were starting to fall into this trap of like knowing what they wanted from restaurants, and they're pretty young. So, it's both a good and a bad thing. My daughter's got an Erewhon addiction. These rice balls that are like $20 for like 8 of them, and they're rice. They're not even protein. So, treat yourself sometimes. But anyway, this year, back to the post, back to my declaration to the world, we are very much not ordering out. I mean, it's been a couple days into the year and we have not wavered, not even gotten coffee out. And we're just really, really trying to be cognizant of the food that we're bringing in, using, like knowing the ingredients we're bringing in, not just like buying a bunch of stuff and filling the fridge, but actually utilizing it all, learning how to get really creative with meals. And plus, you don't need that much stuff. Like, I put together meal plans every week for clients, for myself, for our family, and you don't need like a laundry list of ingredients or like weird stuff you got to order online. You just need the basics. It's like the ugly non-Instagrammable meals that really fuel you and nourish you and are super easy. You can put them together in like literally 15 minutes or less, and all the leftovers get assembled in like 5. So it's, you know, it's taking off the easy button and probably putting a little bit more effort into this, but 100 days in, I'm going to check in here and really like give an update of where we're at, because it's a couple months in, what's worked, what's not. But it's our commitment for this year of, how do we take care of ourselves better? How do we have enough energy to keep up with our 3 young kids? And how do we make that commitment day in and day out that we want to stick to and we want to do this together? So yes, I have a partner to help out here. But this is a goal that I know a year from now can totally keep up with it, and will probably be a much better cook and strategizer and an ingredient substitution risk person. So it's going to be a lasting change for the better. I've got all the kids some like aprons and chef's knives and cutting boards, kids safe, mixing bowls, strainers, everything like that. So they get involved too. So it's not just us doing it, it's the kids, and they're going to participate. And commitment to them of like, yes, we live in California and we're a little spoiled by all the fresh produce and the many seasons of like strawberries, for example. I'm going to eat them year round. But I think that the net of it is, if they learn to cook and experiment and try flavors at this early age, they'll be better off for it too. And they see their parents doing it, and that's a really good example, so that we can set the foundation for how they eat as well. So a little long-winded about my story and how we're doing it here, but I know that's a commitment that we can do for a year. And so if you've set any sort of big lofty goal this year, you're like, I was so excited days 2 and 3, and then now this sucks. It's totally fine. Just think about the long term. What can you do in the short term to help you build to the long term of what you want to be? So like, for example, if you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds this year, if you cut out absolutely everything, sweets, sugar, alcohol, any other vices you got, and just like go cold turkey, that your pleasure's already like sucked out of it. How do you make swaps instead? How do you sort of start here with like bad habits and make swaps in food or consumption or calories or like bad habits, and really kind of just bring that down so it's a little bit easier. You're starting at the top of the hill and you're going down. You're not just completely like an airplane going like this. That makes it a little bit more enjoyable. It also helps your taste buds and your digestive system sort of reset. Because imagine going from a really ultra processed food diet and so much takeout, and then going to eat like salads with just olive oil and like lemon juice as a vinaigrette. Your digestive system is going to go into a total shock. You'll probably be hungrier than when you started. So the goal is to lose a significant chunk of weight. Make the swaps. Take it day by day. Think about the long term. Think about where you want to be a year from now, not where you want to be a month from now. Or even if you have a big birthday coming up in 2 months, okay, great. But that's still short term. It's the long term. Long term for weight loss, long term for health, long term for whatever your personal goal is. So I want you to stay committed to your goals, and I want you to make those changes. But just always look in the lens of, it's not what's right in front of me. It's what I can't see just yet, but I know I want to get to. Okay, I will leave you with that today. I'll see you same time, same place next week. And have a good one. Good year.